Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to just talk about a couple different file formats. And in today's topic conversation, we were talking about compression. We were talking about file formats in terms of like extensions. Right now, we're actually going to talk about file formats in terms of channel number. So I'm going to blow these up real quick and kind of talk to you about them. Uh, One of the big things that we often look at is the use of the stereo field requires a two-channel output. Today we're going to talk about mono versus stereo versus surround. And in your questions, it just asks you, which tracks are using which of those types. And we're going to just kind of quickly open it up. So that I happen to have the fortunate opportunity to get sound bites of the Thunderbirds when they were working with my brother one day. And I'm going to show you some files. The first file we're going to start off with is mono. Well, first of all, there's going to be a lot of jet engine sounds, so just watch your volume as you're putting your headphones on. I'm going to crank these up and let you hear them. The first file is in mono, and it should distinctly sound center position. It's a single channel file format, and really they're just talking about gearing up. They're gearing up some of the stuff they need to do. I can turn this up a little bit more. And let's just take a listen. This is a mono file while they're suiting my brother up to fly.
I see it. Sweet. Questions? No? Plugged in, your comp plugged in over there. It's coming. Sweet. All right, buddy. Thank you, sir.
Just make sure right when you have it on, that little light should show up. There's a little light on the side, the elbow cam. Or
On the left side?
Yeah.
What were you saying about a switch in the back?
There should be a switch in the back, the button in the back.
In the back of this?
Yeah. Hit that.
All you do is slide it off that mountain. Pull it off.
Yeah, hit that button, you should have a
All right, and you should have felt a pretty center channel feel for that part. We're going to move over to engine start, and this is a stereo field file. You should feel a difference between left and right. Again, watch your ears and the volume for this one. And then there's one more stereo one file down here in this session, and this one is at Takeoff. So let's take a listen. So on that one, you should have got a pretty good sense of directionality. The jets are taking off from one side to the other, and you kind of hear them take off and move around. And lastly, when we're looking at these multiple channels, the last piece we see here is this is actually a surround sound clip, and Unfortunately, I don't have the output set up for my surround sound here to be able to show this, to actually play this effectively. But what this is it's a 5.1 embedded channel file. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 0.1 channel. So essentially you see all of the data for those files there. But if you were to grab it out of here and you were to create a handful of other tracks, you could technically merge the 5.1 down to separate tracks or a series of stereo tracks. If you actually came in and made, if we just did 5 new tracks, 6 new tracks technically, we could just drop this down and it would allow us to actually listen to them. So this is kind of the same thing that you just heard, and so it's just a different snippet of it. And so again, watch your ears. This is that 5.1, but again back down to stereo, so it's pulled into stereo format. Now, the benefit of having a 5.1 channel track is that when you do break it out into a 5.1 system, it's actually already panned and everything is already put into its location. So, like, that's definitely the major benefits. The other element there to think about is that, and that's where we really start having this conversation. If we go look at these files in the file folder, what's really awesome about this is the way that the files are typically run is they're actually embedded. So each one of these is a single file. And for those files who have multiple channels, so any of them that are other than mono, stereo, and beyond, each one of these has an embedded file. So like if we go look at these files themselves, right in here, I'll let you see this. These are all stereo files, but they're a single file. So your traditional music file that you guys normally see is a single file, 2 channel, which is a stereo left and right. And then this one over here is a single file, 6 channel. So if you look at it, hit Command I, audio channel 6. I can see this is a 6 channel. So this is actually a 5.1 surround channel output, just the way that it is, on its own. So it's embedded into one file, which is pretty brilliant. So yeah, take a look at your immersion questions for today, and